Oh, when you broke up with them?
Yikes.
Yeah. Well, I saved the one that got killed, Richard Shea. And you were the one that, remember, you
Right.
researched, and they named, there in Virginia, the hall after him. Because Cindy read it, and she says, that's the best thing of the whole thing, that this hall is named after him
Where is it?
in Virginia.
What part?
I don't remember. What was his first name?
Richard
What was his last name?
Shea.
It's
And
H-E-A.
when she died, when he was killed, she was expecting. So he never got to see his child, a boy. And he was playing with the medal when they gave it to him after 2 years.
Oh.
He was beautiful like him. I still have the newspaper because Dietz sent them to me. His other buddy he drank and he was just a sergeant. When he was stationed here then in the States, I was still in Germany. He had my address and he sent me the paper clipping, out of the newspaper from Fort Bragg. And he said, "It's so hot here. I feel like I'm melting down into the ground."
You
And
can
he
say
was
that
poor.
again.
And he wrote really bad English, as bad as me. Mistakes. But he said he bought his mom a little house, so he must have been poor. And then, that's right, then he sent me my picture back, and he said that he found a nice girl. She reminded him a lot of me, and so he was very happy. So he never got killed, so,
That's a good thing.
because it was after the Korean War, He's the one that said, when I was little and they called me Pigtail when we did his laundry,
Mm-hmm.
he was gonna come back when I grow up and marry me. And he came back actually, one time.
Yeah.
And he
Just
got,
to visit Germany?
yes, in Germany. He came back and he went to this one store. They sold like bath towels and stuff. And he got a certificate. So then I went and I got a big beach towel. But, I had to buy something. But he didn't come to marry me, he just came to see me. This was before he then, found a nice girl. Just reminded him of me. What a story.
So, wait, so that was Richard Thomas Shea Jr.
Yeah,
in the Army in the Korean War,
yes.
missing in action on July 8th, 1953.
God.
And he was wounded
later
and he
declared
was
Killed
the
in action.
leader. And
Received
he's
the
a
Medal of
hero.
Honor posthumously.
The Congressional Medal of Honor?
Medal of Honor.
Yeah.
He was born in Portsmouth, Virginia.
Portsmouth.
And he was beautiful. He was good looking, but he didn't date anybody.
Was inducted into the Virginia Sports Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah, you said he was a runner.
He's track star at West Point.
Yeah, he helped them to win a few runs, right?
Nana just said that he had an option to go the Olympics, and he said no.
And then when he was wounded, and he killed 3 Korean guys just before it, and then he got killed, and then I think a week after, they found his body.
He was only 26 years old.
Oh yeah, you know, he joined the army when he was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Medal of Honor and the Purple Heart.
That's what I thought about last night. Some of these old guys that survived, and they saw all that bloodshed, all their bodies being killed, you know. And here are these stupid kids have guns and shoot children going to schools for no reason. I can't put my arms around it.
Nope.
Can you?
No.
Somebody you don't even know. Almost every day you hear it. It's the saddest time in my life.
That's saying a lot.
In the old days,
Yeah, because during the war it wasn't a very good time.
no.
But were you too young, do you think, to feel that?
No. We just, when they bombed Nuremberg, they only bombed us once. And I think 12 were killed. And after that, they never bombed the city I grew up. They always bombed Nuremberg, and Richard's first wife, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
her mom got killed by the American bombers.
Oh.
And then her dad remarried and had another daughter. And then he was in Nuremberg on a raid, and he got killed.
Oh.
So both of her parents got killed. You know, that they don't say that. There's one town in Germany, Dresden. In one raid, I don't know how many, you know, they bombed and bombed and bombed. Because if the Americans would not have helped, Hitler would have won the war. Because we already, the Germans, we already had the know-how the atomic bomb. When Dad was, we went to the meeting with his ileostomy.
Mm-hmm.
There was one that came, you know, she was German. And her dad was a scientist. And they moved her whole family over here to work to develop the atomic bomb here in America.
Whoa.
And he was German.
Hmm?
He was German? You said she was German?
Yeah. Yeah. Because she told me, I never knew what Betty, when she went for 2 years after regular school, you know. And they called it Abitur. That's what Betty went to in order then to work at the bank. And she had a blue dress. And when I was confirmed, you couldn't get anything. You only went to school for 8 years. So I was 14. So we had a seamstress, and they took Betty's dress she got for graduation apart. And that was the tradition. when you got confirmed into the church, you had a black dress and a colored dress. And on Friday you wore the colored dress. So out of Betty's graduation dress, I got the colored dress. And then in the house where we were living downstairs, he was a tailor. And she knew how to sort of sew. And I ran errands. He would sew actually sitting on a table. That's how he sewed. And he would iron for the rich people. They didn't always get it dry cleaned. They would get their pants, and I would take them there. And his mother was living with them. And so she took one of her old dresses, the black one, and she made my black dress. Yeah, Ramaya. She had no kids, they had no kids. And he played in the church. They had like an orchestra, brass band. Yeah, we lived. And if the sirens went only up and down, up and down, up and down, before 12 o'clock, we wouldn't get up. It was just a scout, to look for where they're gonna bomb.
So who's put the alarm on?
I don't know, some
Like it was
German,
in the town?
the Germans. We had a barracks. We had a barracks with a lot of soldiers were stationed there. This were the tank battalion. The tanks were coming the first. And so I have no picture of me when I was confirmed. And you had to tell everybody, you had to go do confession. And you had to, the dumbest thing, people lived in the same apartment house we lived in. You had to ask him for forgiveness. And my brothers, it was really wide steps. And they would slide down the banister. and the old guy opened the door for lived on the same floor with us. He always, my brothers couldn't care less.
Did they ask for forgiveness when they got confirmed?
I don't know. But the lady across the street, they had a store. He made, he was, what do you call it, really good, like torts and sweet stuff. Baker.
Pastry chef.
Yeah, pastry chef. That's what he was.
Pastry.
And then they had a store, and they sold little stuff. They sold candies. They had them in glass sinks, and then on the weekend we got a penny or two, and we were allowed to go over there and pick whatever candy we wanted.
How many candies would you get for
One.
a penny? Oh.
One.
And what would you get?
They already had almost like the rubber ones. They're shaped like a violin or something like this.
The waxy gummy ones?
Like the gummy bears.
Yeah.
They already had those.
Oh.
And then they had some that tasted like prunes.
Ooh.
Like dried prunes. I remember those. And then they
That was
had
candy?
Had
little
to make
squares.
a quick pit stop after that one.
And then if we forgot something, they never were open on Sunday. We were able to, since we lived across the street, would go in the back door if we would forget some mustard or something, and you just get a little, container.
Did you leave money on the counter or you just take it?
No.
You were stealing?
Wouldn't do that. And for our birthday, we had I still have the plate up in the attic. That was our birthday plate. And we were allowed to buy one slice of tart, real
From the pastry chef?
from the pastry chef. And we would get one orange maybe, and I don't know what else.
What was your
And
favorite?
I still have it, it's still upstairs. And Mary Jo said you should sign on the back.
She's right.
6 kids.
You all
You know-
shared the same plate?
Yeah.
That was the birthday plate?
It was the birthday plate. Yeah, it's still up in the attic.
What was your favorite flavor?
I don't know. And they also made the ones, out of the egg whites,
Oh, like a
Oh,
meringue.
the meringues.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
what are those called?
It's called a meringue, isn't it?
It's meringue.
Yeah, but when you bake them.
You just use the egg white and you whip it and you put powdered sugar in it, and then they put them in a tube and they press them out and make them this big, and you could buy them. And they made the best nut. They were like a
Like a
big
brittle?
cookie. Yeah, they used a lot of hazelnuts over there.
Ooh. Sounds good.
They had in Germany. They have a lot of good pastry. Didn't you buy any?
I ate
France.
some.
Oh, when you were in Berlin?
What denn? Berlin ist doch kein Dorf. This was a saying. They said, Boston. In English it says, what? Berlin is not just a out in the country place. A few houses. And where Richard lived, when he taught in a one schoolroom house.
Oh, yeah?
And he said, because they only these farmers, they only had maybe 1 or 2 cows, right? And they were attached to their house. So they lived in one part and the cows lived in the other. So you smelled through the whole thing.
Oh, no.
And he said, the cows were more important than the cows. The cows were more important than the kids.
Oh.
So he felt like he was a babysitter for like the first graders and so on.
Yeah.
Until later on, they built schools and he taught in a bigger city until he retired.
What did he teach?
I don't know. Maybe 4th or 5th grade. Then later on. When we were over there with Robin and Julie, he was already retired.
Okay.
And the way they were in Germany, he would get his whole, like a pension, what he used to make as a teacher.
Yep, that used to be the thing. It used to be over here too. I stopped doing that.
So he was more like me. I liked him sort of the best. And Herbert, he was the big snob.
Herbert.
He was your brother.
Yeah, he was only 1 year older than Richard. He was born on New Year's Eve. And Richard was born the next year, February the 2nd. So you figure how close they
That's
were.
pretty quick.
Herbert was born on New Year's Eve. Richard was born the next year, a year after,
Mhm.
on the 2nd of February, which is Groundhog's Day, right?
I don't know.
You never
February
heard of-
2nd is Groundhog's Day.
Huh?
February 2nd is Groundhog's Day.
Yeah, February 2nd.
Oh, I thought
If
it
the
was
groundhog
like
sees his shadows,
6.
then it's gonna be spring soon. If the groundhog doesn't see his shadow, it's gonna be winter for more 6 more weeks.
6 more weeks of winter.
Yeah.
I know
That
that.
was they still doing it.
Yeah.
They always have it on TV.
They do, yeah.
They have a groundhog.
What's his name?
I don't know.
Satani Phil.
Puxatawny
But
Phil.
Once
There's another one too. I mean, they
yeah,
have them in
there's
different
two,
places.
yeah. All this stuff is in my head. Oh my God. What we all did as kids. We didn't have balls. So I made balls out of material and filled them with rags because you couldn't buy. Only the rich people had. On Palm Sunday, this is when the little rabbit came to give you a present, you know. And you would get a little ball, you know. And the rich people, they got a big one that was nicely painted, you know. And they had scooters, and they had tricycles. And we wore long wool stockings.
You did or they did?
We, girls and boys. In the wintertime, it's so cold like it is in Ohio.
Mhm.
That's the same Ohio is the same climate as Germany,
Oh,
where I grew up. In Bavaria, Bayern. In München steht ein Hofbräuhaus. I should play you some of these songs for someday.
and next time we're here,
Yeah.
we'll set that up.
If you don't work yet, then you
I
can
don't go to
come
work till August 19th.
June, July. So you have all July
Yes,
And
ma'am.
and June.
2 months.
It'll be the first year ever, and the first year in the past 9 years that I
What
haven't
about
gone.
those other girls?
to
Do
bed.
they also have to wait that long? Your
No.
friends?
They start in like July, and I didn't want to, so they said August 19th, and I was like, yeah.
See? And you have to go to work to support her. So is the money still coming in?
A little bit.
Little bit. But what, being nosy, what do most people send you?
They're $50 or $100.
Not 25?
No,
No.
Got a gift card.
I got some gift cards, yeah.
Well, that's money too.
Yep, the gift card. One of
I
them
hate
was-
gift cards. Because then you have to go to the.
What if it was like for Kroger?
Yeah, well, that's fine now. Then,
But it's Starbucks. She likes
Yeah.
and goes
Yeah.
to Starbucks a lot.
then you can get the coffee.
And another one was a Visa card, so you could use it anywhere, like a credit card.
I got my nails
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
The Visa card. Cause I paid someone to paint these bad boys.
Well, that's what Mary did. She gets hers done too. She likes hers short too. She showed them to you, remember?
Mm-hmm.
How many coats they put on?
Yeah,
She had that done.
Yeah,
I mean, Sarah had that.
I mean that's
done.
what this is.
I know.
Oh, that's the dip stuff too?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yep.
That was real long.
Well, they put like acrylic extensions on it, on the nail, and snipped that and shaped it, and they would dip it.
How much they charge to get your fingernails done?
With the SNS and the acrylic extensions and a tip, it was like $60, $65.
That's a lot of money.
Tip.
Yeah.
Well, that I know that's a lot of money. That's why I used the gift card on it, and I'm like, it's the last time I'm gonna be.
You're gonna have you can do them yourself.
Oh yeah, and I do a pretty good job. It's
Yeah.
just
You did mine when I broke my leg,
Yeah.
remember?
it's like I like doing that.
She's given, well, I've done some fake nails at home too.
Yeah, the fake nails at home are like $7.
And there was a time where they had gold fingernails,
Mhm.
and you wore just one. I remember that.
When?
Yeah, in America, when we were living in Youngstown.
A gold nail.
Yeah, real gold, 14-karat gold fingernail,
Who?
like gold teeth.
Well, would you just stick it on?
I guess.
Who?
I don't know who stuck them on, wherever you bought them.
Oh, you saw them for sale.
Yeah, I never had one. You
Oh,
kidding?
yeah, I saw them a long time
Don't
ago.
you remember?
You could buy, it'd be like you could buy a fake nail to put on. It was gold.
Yeah, it was real gold.
Like grills.
And the ones that had gold teeth,
Right?
they covered the teeth with gold.
Should I do that?
And then a lot
I
of
like
times,
the ones where they have diamonds, like put into their teeth.
yeah, those stupid, the ones, the rappers,
Yeah.
right? And the nose rings, oh my God, and the lip,
I like the nose rings.
ugh. How can you blow your nose?
Like any other day.
I saw a woman my age in Target yesterday. She had multiple tattoos.
Oh,
She
It's-
had, well, that wasn't, but she had multiple tattoos and they were like, a lot, everywhere. She had a